Today I'm going to backtest the best Bollinger Bands breakout strategy for trading Forex by Daytrader and see if it's worth our time. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to test our strategy 100 times on Euro USD 1 hour chart, and for our first indicator we're going to use Bollinger Bands. So let's pick that one right there. We're not going to make any adjustments to this indicator, we're just going to leave the settings on the default. So for our next indicator we're going to use BBW, which stands for Bollinger Bands Width. Okay, we have our second indicator in our chart. We're also going to leave the settings on the default, and for our third indicator we're going to use Money Flow Index, this one right here, and we're going to make some slight adjustments. So first of all, we're going to increase the visibility of this line. We're also going to change these values to 50 and get rid of the background. Okay, now our system is ready. Let's get into our trading rules. Okay, so the whole idea behind this strategy is to identify the breakouts, and these indicators are supposed to help us. So for a bullish signal, what we're looking for basically is for the bullish candlestick to break out this Bollinger Band zone and close above it. Also, we need to have this BBW line pointing upwards and this Money Flow Index above 50. So this would be a valid signal for us to take a long position. So we're going to take a long position on this candlestick, set our stop loss at the recent swing low, and target 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. There we go. We see the price just hit our take profit, and we're going to be risking 2% of our account per each trade. So on this particular trade we would have made 4% profit. Here's another example for a long trade. So we see the market was ranging, it was moving sideways. Also these Bollinger Bands were really close to each other. So on this candlestick right here we had a breakout. So the price crossed and closed above the Bollinger Bands. Also we see the line is pointing upwards. This means that these bands increasing in width, and we have our Money Flow Index sitting above 50. So this would be a valid signal for us to take a long position. So we're going to set our stop loss at the recent swing low and target 2-to-1 risk to reward. Okay, now let's see what happens. So we see the price was about to hit our stop loss actually, right there, but it reversed and we eventually hit our take profit target. Not bad. Here's another long trade. So we see the market was ranging, was nothing much going on, but once we had this breakout, this strong bullish candlestick that closed above the Bollinger Bands, and we had this line pointing upwards as well, and a Money Flow Index confirming the signal. So this would be another signal for us to take a long position. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to set our stop loss at the recent swing low and target 2-to-1 risk to reward. And let's now see if the price actually hits our take profit target. It didn't quite hit there, but then we waited and there we go. Eventually it did. So yeah, this system is been working pretty well so far. The opposite rules apply when entering short trades. So we need to have a ranging market and then a strong bearish candlestick that would close below these Bollinger Bands. We also need to have this line increase in value, so pointing upwards, and our Money Flow Index below 50. So this is a valid signal for us to take a short position. We're going to set our stop loss at the recent swing high and target 2-to-1 risk to reward. As we can see, the price just hit our take profit level. Here is another example for a short trade. We see the market was ranging, the Bollinger Bands were really close to each other, and then once we had this breakout, this strong bearish candlestick that closed below the Bollinger Bands, and our line was pointing upwards as well, our Money Flow Index confirming the signal, the line is below 0, so this would be a valid signal for us to take a short position as well. Set our stop loss at the recent swing low, high, and target 2 to 1 risk to reward. And there we go. As we can see, this is another successful trade. Also, I want to give you some examples where you wouldn't have taken a trade. So for example, this long signal right here, we see the range in markets, we see the bullish candlestick crossed and closed above the Bollinger Bands. We see the money flow index is above 50, but our line is flat, so it's not increasing in value, it's not pointing upwards, so we would have skipped this trade. Here's another short trade we would have skipped. So we had a breakout, bearish candlestick just crossed and closed below the Bollinger Bands. We had a money flow index sitting below 50, but our line is pointing downwards. So this wouldn't be a valid signal either. Here's another example of a long trade we wouldn't have taken. So we had a range in market, and then this strong bullish candlestick that broke through, that crossed and closed above the Bollinger Bands. Our line is pointing upwards, but our money flow index is below 50. So we would have skipped this trade as well. Okay, so now once we know the rules, let's actually backtest this system 100 times. For that, we're going to be using Trader Edge website. I know a lot of you guys have been asking about this tool. It's called Trader Edge, and by the way, they are the sponsor of today's video. So we're going to set our initial account at $1,000, and we're going to be risking 2% per each trade in order to make 4. So every time we have a loss or a win, we're going to manually add it to our chart. Also, I'm going to walk you through some other helpful services you can find on Trader Edge app at the end of this video. Okay, so we finally finished our backtesting and the results are pretty good. We increased our account size by 70.73%. Our win rate is 43%, which is not that bad for such a risk to reward ratio. Also, our account was increasing kind of inconsistently. We see we had some nice growth right here, but then right after that we had a massive losing streak that wiped out all our profits. But then we recovered and successfully took our account to some really good numbers. Okay, so once we finish backtesting our strategy, we can save it and then find all our strategies in a strategy library menu. And we can find our strategy at the very bottom. So we're going to click on it and go over to AI suggestions. Here's where we can find more details about our strategy. So our profit factor is 1.51, which is really good. Also, we had 6 consecutive wins and 7 consecutive losses. We can also find some comments, some feedbacks about this strategy right here on the bottom. So we see it says amazing results, great job. So apparently this strategy is really good. It also says your win streaks were smaller than your losing streaks, so be careful. Depending on your win rate, sometimes you will have more winners than losers. That's okay as long as your risk to reward ratio is large enough. So it's really helpful, as you can see. You can also find a position calculator on this website, which can be really useful. So you can easily calculate your position size when trading Forex, commodities and crypto. And the coolest thing about this website is this indicator menu right here. This is where you can find some really good strategies with high win rate. So as we can see, all these strategies, you can download them for MT4, I believe, or just download the script for TradingView. So yeah, this is extremely useful. I'm going to leave a link to this website in the description. They have a free trial, so feel free to check it out. So we see in terms of win rate, our strategy is on a 9th place, which is not that great, but still really good. In terms of account growth over time, this strategy is probably on a below average level. You can definitely find some better strategies on this channel. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you find it useful, then smash the like button. And also, if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video.